doing?
I'm not how you doing.
Alright, you're not in any trouble, obviously. And you're free leaving anytime you get your cell phone back. Here is your Miranda warning, real quick.
You guys have pulled those up on your phone nowadays?
You know, I have a card. Well, I had a ton of cards, but I always lose them.
I usually know it by heart. What?
You
They're
know,
very specific on the wording on those.
I
things.
do, I do too, but they tell me not to sway from the actual card itself.
Yeah, if you don't read the card correctly in the statement.
Yeah.
Let's go to images. I think I found that last time. I just Googled FBI Miranda.
There we go. Alright, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you or being questioned. You can't afford to hire a lawyer. One will be appointed to represent you before any question if you wish. You can decide to, at any time, to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand these rights?
Yes.
Alright. I just want to make sure you're aware of those because I know you've been asked some questions about like what was found on the phone, etc.
Oh yeah, just because I know that the only thing that could be on my iPad are all those recordings I made.
Yeah.
I did that for me on purpose. I mean,
I guess why did you do it? Like you say for you?
because she's just not good people.
When you say she, you mean Kathleen? Curl? Okay.
Just not good people, no.
So, did you like suspect at some point you guys would be getting your door kicked in, or that you made those recordings?
Well, I mean, I made the recordings just because she's not good people.
Okay.
Threats, violence, just,
Oh no, she's like threatening you guys?
oh, I mean, like, all the time.
Like what kind of threats?
Just, I mean, I had two niggers, sorry about the language, but I had two niggers come into the house I was staying at Ed Kerr's in town. I know you've probably been base rated on me by now, who I am. Was it Ed's? Two black dudes came in there. I woke up to one punching me in the head, sitting on me. I fell asleep, worked on the computer, and fell out like this. I woke up with him straddling my chest and punching in the head. The other one had me at shotgun point. Sat and took that one.
So you think that
I already know.
she set that up?
I know she did.
Why?
She's that type of person.
Really?
I mean, I've been back for a couple of weeks. Obviously, it didn't take me that long to drive here, so it's not that hard to figure out where I was. That's because the living situation that I went to when I got to Rocks was worse than the living situation I had when I came back here. I don't know.
So I haven't, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I haven't really looked at much yet. So the forensic lady who dumps all this just told me there's a lot of stuff on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
And that she's going to take more time.
yeah, I mean, it's, I have the same thing I always have.
Like, do you think she had those guys jump you over, drug related stuff?
Just because I left.
Because you left as far as not selling for her anymore?
Just because I left.
Left the house. But why would she want somebody to jump you for that?
I don't know if she had 5 people rob my best friend because I went there and I left my stuff there.
Okay.
In the same situation. I mean, she's not.
So she's still that way to you? Like,
Oh, yeah, obsessive. Yeah, very.
okay. You have an attorney now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I've had him.
Does your attorney have any issue with us talking? Has he?
He hasn't said anything.
Like, are you okay?
I got Jakeway.
I just want to make sure that you're fully okay with
Yeah,
talking
no,
about this.
I don't have a problem because, I mean, when I called Jakeway about my iPad initially, the very first time he told me, we'll call him.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I just want to make sure that you
I
saw
just-
your legal advice. I don't want to be
Oh, yeah,
asking
you know,
questions as long as you're good.
I know better than to ever put myself anywhere in that type of, that situation where I'm
Yeah.
gonna put myself in legal trouble for. If I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you because I want to. It's not because you're making me.
I appreciate it because I'm not by any
Yeah,
all
no, no.
means. You can get up and walk
No,
out
I
of this
know.
room at any
Yeah.
time.
I mean, Like I said, you've probably gotten enough of a write-up on me by now to figure out.
Well, how about this? I'm gonna give you your stuff back. We'll finish that process, so then you have the ability to fully leave.
Oh, okay.
Whatever,
Yeah.
okay. So, this is the search warrant for your iPad. I didn't know where to send it, because I didn't know you were going back to Kathleen's. Obviously, you don't have a receipt for it yet, or an inventory return yet,
Okay.
because it's not complete. I will give that to you as soon as that's complete with your iPad, okay?
And
Um,
my phone. Yeah.
What's that?
Same thing.
Yep, and then, so this is for your phone, and then this is the inventory receipt for that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, like I told you, I quit having to do anything with that stuff way before you guys kicked in. Well, it was obvious that way before you guys kicked in the door, I was done with all that shit. When you guys searched my shit, you couldn't find anything but that little bit that was in there. I mean, they're dumb. They're dumb. When Logan got arrested at the house, when Logan Johnson got arrested at the house, and I don't remember who the cop was that came back that night to get the keys for that truck. I went out there, I talked to him, let him know I fucking just retarded ass shit, you know what I'm saying, with Logan, that whole situation. When I went back inside, I told everybody, I said, I'm finished, I'm done, because that right there, he was asking me about guns and this other shit. I said, me in this house and guns being named, I said, they'd kick it in any day, that door will get kicked in. And I know that's a big reason why you guys came in the first place, it's because of the guns. Don't have it.
Yeah.
I quit that shit a long time ago. I mean, it's a 380, 2020, wrecked a motorcycle in Wabash County. Gun got drugged down my leg, put a hole in my leg. Didn't go to the doctor, obviously. We know about that one a long time ago. But yeah, I quit with the gun shit a long time ago. And him, that gun, the fucking shotgun, all that stupid shit was just dumb as fuck. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? He's out now, and he's got his paperwork, and he's flaunting it around everywhere because I talked to that cop that night about the whole fucking situation. But he's just a dumbass kid that doesn't need all this type of trouble, you know what I'm saying? Now he's running around, probably back in the game, doing the same stupid shit, talking fucking just cash shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of my people, called me, and I told them, I said, yeah, that's what I said. I mean, and you can fucking go around and you can let everybody fucking know that he's probably the biggest reason that I got my door kicked in to begin with, is because of that. No, I'm not. I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, this situation, everything that's going on, like it was pretty obvious. And I'm glad you guys, I wanted to say I appreciate the fact that, handling Jackie the way you did, and, nicely. I told her to stand at the bottom of those stairs when that door gets kicked in, just have your hands up looking right.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys being so decent. I mean, there's no reason to treat you guys differently.
Yeah, no, I said, I mean.
The only reason why we came in aggressively was because we did receive information that there's firearms there.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's
but
exactly.
As soon as we realized there was a big plan, we can calm way down, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just sat down in the cop car. I mean, they took me right out.
Yeah.
They put me in the cop car. I just sat there the whole time. I don't know why. It was just with Jackie. You guys didn't come down there, saying aggressive. They asked her to come up the stairs, saying they were nice about it. They weren't nice to me, but I didn't figure that was going to happen. I already knew what was going on as soon as I heard it.
Yeah.
I said, ah, shit. I just put her in front of the stairs. I said, just stand there. Don't worry about nothing, just stand there. I stood 5 feet behind her and just waited.
Yeah.
Let them do what they're going to do, and then, I waited until, the first AR barrel came around the corner a little bit, and I'm right here.
Yeah.
And he was just all, rah! I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't have any guns, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just like, they weren't very nice about it. And then as soon as he got me in the truck and the ARs went, so I'm putting all the ARs away. As soon as I got into the truck, I'm like, well, they're not worried about anything else there. It was just in case I had fucking weapons, and I just left it alone after that.
Yeah, that's all I want, is making sure everything was safe.
I mean, I know I can't say I'm never been an aggressive person when it comes to that type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Carrying pistols and shit like that's all I ever did growing up. I went to federal prison for it, so I mean, it's not an unknown factor when it comes to me. But no, after the bike wreck,
That's good.
stupid. You know what I'm saying? It was dumb. It half-cocked its. I had to have done. I don't remember any of it. I read the fucking rocket at 70, got thrown down the highway.
Lucky you're alive.
broke my shoulder in 5 places. I didn't go to the doctor. I fucking did all the triage myself. So
That's crazy.
yeah, tell me about it if you just seen me then. You'd be like, holy fuck, compared to now, because I don't limp. I don't do none of that. Still outrun fucking 18-year-old kids. Like,
Yeah, it's nuts. This is your phone, right?
yeah.
Yeah. That's
That's how you
something.
can always tell it's mine.
Yep.
It's rotten apple.
Yeah, we never know what people's mentalities are gonna be like when we first make entry.
Yeah,
you know,
no, I mean,
and these days it's
I figured with
people are
Frank,
crazy these
with
days.
Frank
So.
and Wagner and them boys there with you that day, I was like,
What'd you call him?
huh?
What'd you call him?
Frank?
Oh, Prank, and I thought you said something else.
So Frank, yeah, no, I don't call him Frank, you know what I'm saying? No, I mean, I've been, you know what I'm saying,
Prank's
I'm the help on Wagner. Wagner's a good guy,
Mhm.
young, but, you know what I'm saying? Young and new, but he's a good guy. He's been in the, I've been helping him with that one. Basically,
Grab one. somewhere.
I don't
Oh, there we go. I thought I grabbed one.
write on paper.
Yeah.
I don't draw on paper, I don't write on paper.
Everything's on
My-
computers.
Yeah, my kids are native.
Yeah.
So, you know, first time I watched their mom, you know, hug a tree,
Yeah.
fucked me up. Yeah, I sat there, I mean, I've been an artist for a long time. First time I seen her go over there and sprayed tobacco and started rubbing on the bark of the tree, and she hugged the tree, I was just like, well, I'm not gonna fucking do that no more.
Yeah.
Try to do something right by my kids, and, yeah, everything's electronic, and, you know, I just took my iPad and I was like, no! I can't believe those recordings weren't on my phone.
Oh, there's stuff on your phone too.
Oh,
I don't
I'm
know.
all,
I haven't gone through it yet.
I'm all, gee, thanks. So there's stuff on your phone.
Yeah, there's stuff on your phone. I just haven't gone through it. Yeah, so the delay was, found stuff on your phone. I was like, oh yeah, I kind of expected some stuff to be there. And it sounds like there's a ton of stuff, not necessarily evidence, but just a ton of stuff in general on your iPad. I'm sure if you do art and stuff on there, all of that takes up space.
Oh, yeah.
As they download it?
Oh, there's.
So then we have to filter through it because we don't want all of our art
Yeah,
projects.
that's a 500 gig.
Yeah.
iPad, so, I mean, yeah.
So that's what the biggest hang up is the amount of stuff on there.
Yeah.
And then what we do obviously, or what I'm going to do is link, okay, on this date, Jason texted Kathleen this, and then I gotta compare it to her phone, you know, so that's the hang up right now, was the amount of stuff and.
I mean, I already know it's just all with the same case. I mean, I heard her earlier today, because I guess she talked to you earlier today.
Yeah, she stopped
Yeah,
it.
I don't really, I try not to speak to her as much as I can, because it's like impossible. I mean, I live in her basement.
It's gotta be difficult, especially because you don't have a kitchen downstairs, do you? I don't remember seeing one.
You know, I had a kitchen, I had a hot plate, and, you know, I had a little refrigerator down there. The refrigerator was still there when you guys got there. I had a hot plate and a refrigerator down there. I kept trying to put a door. This is what I'm saying, because
Yeah.
I had a lease.
This is just for the release of your phone, item number 68, which is item number,
65 is for,
oh, next page, sorry.
yeah.
68, iPhone belonging to you, so you're saying that
Yeah,
that's
cell
been
phone?
released?
That was the one I was talking about.
Yeah, that's Staggy's, right?
Oh, yeah, that is for,
I'm pretty sure it's Staggy's. anyways.
yeah, that's for.
And then same thing on the next page, just because for some reason I haven't stuck through two of these pages.
Yeah, well, I mean, with the amount of crap that is found through the house, I went through that inventory list of items from inventory, and I'm like, it's the first time I've ever seen that I have the least amount of stuff out of everybody else in a place.
Yeah,
ever.
probably a good thing, right?
I'm like,
So just so you're aware, you have your stuff back and you're free to leave.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna ask you a couple of questions, as long as you're okay with that.
yeah,
So one of the things I did get a printout from your phone, that just that I'm curious about, you talk about Kathy and the threats and all that stuff.
oh, yeah, you must have seen that, yeah.
Well, I actually haven't gone through it specifically, I just looked through this briefly. And on a couple different occasions, you mentioned, well, actually quite a few throughout the phone, business agreement. So like here, on this date, 5/16, you said you broke our business agreement, some of you guys are kind of in a dispute.
And I broke our business.
I think you're texting that to her. That,
Did it?
says, what I don't get is why you feel like saying the shit you say and then expecting me not to be so obligatory.
Obligatory to you.
Obligatory, there we go. Gosh dang it, that's a big word. About reacting. This is how I work. I don't hate you, never have. You showed me some things this last time that made me realize I was not doing well. You broke our business agreement. That fucked up my whole world. I'm now in the want of doing some licks to make enough money for normal shit. I'm just done with people. I do better hurting them than protecting them. Was that from you to her?
Yeah, that's not obvious. So you hear the licks.
Yeah.
You hear a 50-year-old woman say licks.
Yeah.
You hear you use the fucking N-word with the A instead of the ER. It's funnier than hell. She's whiter than white, and it just don't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And there's just a lot of like, so here we have business to discuss. I'm not in a fighting mood.
She says it all the time. I mean, that you're gonna probably see that.
So I'm just curious, like, what like business are you guys talking about? Because so my understanding is she was selling drugs. All right.
I'm home.
I feel pretty confident about that right now.
I'm just like, I don't even have to. I'm not gonna give you a yes or no. I mean, you're pretty good at your job without having to be. I mean, you found 5,000 fucking baggies of scales and fucking enough dope up there.
So what I'm curious though is was she having you work for her at one point in time? Yes.
Yeah, and I wouldn't fucking do it at first. All I did was, you know what I'm saying, because I had the Rochester run back and forth, you know what I'm saying, and I know people, you know.
Yeah.
It's easy that way. I've got this really bad thing about driving back and forth from a location 45 minutes to there. I mean, I would do it, you know what I'm saying? And then, so, took her down there and introduced her to a couple people here. You know what I'm saying? Make it easier on you, fucking introduce yourself. And she fucking, I was getting fucking reports back from people fucking, oh yeah, she says you're fucking this and that and this and that. And she made everybody believe we were in some kind of fucking relationship. Like, relationship. No. I mean, I still have people asking me, you and Cap are still together? And I'm like, no. I mean, like, fuck. Like, fuck. I'm still trying to figure out where, in your first initial statement, her having sex with me still had any bearing on anything to do with anything.
That was
I mean,
an odd thing to throw out there on the table.
yeah, I was sitting there, I'm reading the paper in jail, and I'm like, it says Kathleen admittedly says that she had sex with Ellingson, and I'm like, how the hell is that even proven to the fucking situation? Why would she even say something like that? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on with that?
Yeah, it's odd.
But no, but that's good, because
I mean, I'm going to be honest on how I see it. And this is just, like I said, I haven't gone through the phones a lot, and that kind of tells us the most, usually, about what the relationships were. But, yeah, I think she was selling. It sounds like that matches up, that you maybe helped with some connections and maybe helped her sell every now and then.
that was the
I'm definitely more so targeting her on sales. You didn't get a sales charge, I don't think, right? Just possession.
I had a 0.09 bag is all I got charged with
Yeah.
by Wagner. I hope you're not getting me for sales with that.
Yeah, that's not my plan. Obviously, I was the lead detective. Wagner was up helping, and
No,
I just
I know.
reviewed.
It's just, I know he went through my room.
And that's why I did possession on everybody there.
Yeah.
I think that everybody there probably at one point in time probably assisted her with sales on some level.
Jackie, never.
Not Jackie.
Jackie had nothing to do with
Oh
it.
yeah, I should rephrase that. I didn't think the girls necessarily did,
Yeah.
but anyways,
I'm all.
yeah, I didn't snag you with that because
No,
I
I
mean,
mean,
you read the documents. You know what she
I
said.
mean, I appreciate it. I mean, I haven't seen anybody get charged with a 0.09 bag forever for a 5th degree, but I was just like, whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. Because I'd never leave that much in a bag. Never.
Yeah.
But I've got my whole defense in life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all I have to do is show reasonable doubt. I mean, I can show you the picture right now if you want to see the reasonable doubt.
Sure.
I'm a beast. I'm a beast at making sure that I back myself up. The recordings
That's important.
It has her making statements about, her making statements.
Yeah.
About this and this and this and this, and I'm like, no,
So-
wait,
What you're probably getting at by now is, I really want Kathleen. I honestly, personally,
I know.
don't really give a
I
crap
mean-
about the rest of you. The only reason why I snagged everybody with charges, to be honest, is because I know that drug use was going on through the house at that time,
yeah,
and it's right across the street from elementary school.
I know.
So my whole intent was to clean that neighborhood up, because the last thing I want is a kid walking past.
Or something, gunfire, I already know the whole
So-
reason about the violence and the guns and all that.
Yeah, so I
stuff
could,
was
to
the
be
whole-
quite honest, I could care less how your trial goes. Hopefully things work out and you
Yeah,
get change
no,
things and.
Jakeway's going for a contested omnibus.
Yeah,
On the
that's good.
25th, something about the warrant, I don't know, I guess with me having a lease agreement of some sort.
Okay.
And I don't know exactly what it has to
Yeah.
do with it either. I mean, I'm like,
Well, he's good at what he does.
yeah, he is, I mean,
So-
I'm glad I got Jakeway. I was like,
Is he's a public defender?
yeah, yeah,
That's why he sounds familiar.
yeah,
I don't know if I've ever
yeah.
actually
Tom
met him.
Tom Jakeway. Oh, here. You'll recognize which room that is and who that is sleeping there.
Okay.
I'm all, obviously my bedroom. Kathleen's sleeping on my bed. I came home and she's asleep on my bed. And I'm like, what's she doing down here? But yeah, reasonable.
Yeah, that's
There's
your
no
room.
reasonable doubt for me to go. I didn't get caught with anything in my pockets on my person. It was in that room. She already made a statement that everything in the house was hers. Sorry to say, but all she needs is corroboration now, because in the state of Minnesota, you can make a statement and admit guilt, but unless the cops can find probable cause or find, definitive evidence to prove the same thing, or one person to corroborate the fact of, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay. I mean, I remember.
Well, that,
Yeah.
well, it's almost like
I'm pretty good with the statutes, oh, yeah.
she's a nurse and she has all these people in here. She's like feeding their addiction, which is crazy.
She's
Um,
their addiction.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
so. One of my other questions, I guess, that I have for you. There's this Mandy girl that allegedly lived there. That's her connection.
Not anymore.
Okay, was at one point in time.
Yeah, hasn't been
So
for a long time.
you read her statements, and she's like
I
you
mean,
said.
I
You said that she.
watched the initial statement. I didn't watch the one from jail.
Oh, you had
I
to watch the video.
Oh yeah, her lawyer sent.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you did
So
that.
like, yeah, I watched your initial. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like you said, she said that everything in her house was hers.
Yeah. She said everything in the house was hers, and that I sucked at selling drugs.
Yeah.
So she cut me off. I'm good with all that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at her for any of that.
So you think all the other meth in the house was hers too, then?
I don't know. That one I don't know. Upstairs affairs, like I said, I mean, that's why you found everything up there is because.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering is how that worked. Because it's just really odd that someone's supplier would
leave it there.
leave meth there and then not get money for it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I just.
that would be a very new thing for me.
Yeah.
So-
without threats of violence and
I
somebody
mean,
coming to.
talk about a good business plan.
Yeah.
Fronting all of your bags.
Yeah, just front them all and go about your business and
But-
sit at home and wait.
I've heard crazy shit in my life, so it could be. I just didn't know if you knew how that all went. If that was something that was normal, where Mandy would drop off drugs and.
Nah, I wouldn't think like that.
Okay.
I mean, I know she started living there right before you guys showed up. She just came and got the extra bedroom. I didn't know if she was completely staying, if she, saying, and Kathleen keeps talking about, hey, I have a lease with this person, and I'm like, you guys know she has a lease agreement with me, because she found one in the trash, and other than that, I don't know.
So is Mandy still active?
I
I
haven't seen
suppose
her.
you're
I
out of the
haven't
world.
seen her. I haven't talked to her. That was Bree's friend.
You were what?
That was Bree's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Brianna Martinez. That was her friend. It
So,
wasn't even Kathy's friend to begin with. I mean,
but Kathy was selling for would buy from her. Okay, and that's how the wholesaling thing worked at that point in time.
yeah, so all of, I mean, she got it from everywhere you could think of.
Okay.
And she's at every,
How much would she get at a time? Do you think?
I don't know,
Like ounces?
ounces,
Okay.
half a pound. Probably the most I've ever seen.
I still think that the whole story's crazy. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I did not think she would be the ringleader in that house.
I know, you figured me. I know, I like I said, I watched the video when you initially, and you asked her 3 separate times. So what you're saying is Jason's not selling drugs out of his house? And
Yeah.
she's like, no. And I'm like, well, as long as you keep up with that, I'm doing good here. You know, I'm watching the video going,
Worked out for you.
okay, well, because I wasn't.
Well-
And I wouldn't sell, I never sold drugs out of that house a single time.
Yeah,
Not
and-
a single time. The reason that Logan and Lucas, I know Luke Ernst since he was 13 years old. He was one of my little cousin David Collier, one of his best friends growing up. The Harley that was in my garage with the Mini was his Harley. It was Garrick's, but it's Garrick's Harley, but he was buying it. It got stolen by somebody and taken north of the cities. I went and retrieved it and brought it back and kept it at the house in the garage because Luke didn't have anywhere to go. Luke was coming over there to help me work on his bike because he wanted to learn how to work on a bike. Logan, I know his dad. Me, Chad Braves, and his dad, and a whole bunch of others. We all used to run around together. I seen Logan doing what he was doing, you know what I'm saying, and set up at one point in time, you know, me and Caleb got a hold of Katie Lack, you know what I'm saying, and Katie got a hold of me, you know, to just bring the truck back, you know, and I'm like, I'm trying, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying, so I got a hold of Katie, and I told her, I said, I can't, you know, I keep trying to get him to fucking take this fucking truck, you know what I'm saying, stupid ass kid, and then that high-speed chase in Hastings, then he shows up at the house, then the cops show up at the house, you know, like 5 o'clock and tell me, the Hastings cops told us he would be here. I looked at the cop and I'm like, oh fuck. I said, oh fuck, that's when I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that, you know, you guys were coming. You know what I'm saying? I figured 10, 20 minutes. That's why I lived my life 10, 20 minutes after that. And then I don't remember what happened. Dick was bitching about the fucking internet that day. Early in the morning. I was working on my bathroom. That's why I was in a freaking pair of basketball shorts, no boxers, no undershirt, a t-shirt, and socks. That's how they took me out of there. I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like, I wasn't prepared for this. You know, I was working on that bathroom, trying to get that bathroom renovated.
Yeah.
But he told me the internet's all fucked up, and I'm like, I'll check it out later. And then, not 10 minutes later, boom, 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 and I'm like, I know why the internet's fucked up. That's why I yelled to him. I yelled to him in the garage. I know why the internet's fucked up, and I fucking keep hearing back door, front door, fucking boom, 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 boom. I'm like, well, let's see if I fix that door correctly. That's all I said. And then I sat there. I watched the video of that too. I mean, I had to watch it because I mean, I heard the bang, bang, bang. I said, there's no way I heard 5. There's no way I heard 5 times he had to hit that door trying to open it.
Oh, was that one of the reports?
No, I watched the video.
Oh,
when
yeah.
you guys came to the door and you were yelling, you know what I'm saying? Red Wing Police, open up, search warrant. I'm not opening the door. I'm sorry, I'm not opening. I'm never gonna open the door, ever. I wasn't running around, scrambling around the house. I was trying to get my girlfriend set up to not get her, you know what I'm saying, to not get slammed around by the cops and this and that. And then when I heard all the boom, boom, the back door, same thing, boom, boom. I wonder how many times they actually had to hit that, because everywhere I've ever been, maybe once, twice before it go. No, you guys split the fucking door down the center. Whatever I did to reinforce it was I told her, I said, nobody will ever get in this house without you being able to call the police from this moment forward. And she goes, how do you know that for sure? I said, well, I'm pretty good with what I do. I still haven't fixed that front door. I left it the way it is.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys are coming back. I mean, it'll just make it easy right now. I mean, fuck. I mean, I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'd rather not give you any.
Well, hopefully we don't have to come back.
Yeah, I never know. I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
the traffic that's been there since I've been, you know what I'm saying, I've been gone, I've come back, you know.
Well, you called me that one night and said that she's selling again.
Yeah, I mean, she damn sure ain't getting no fucking job.
No.
I mean, her shit changes to fucking, I mean, you know she got arrested again. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I mean, I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't have to ask me then, because I mean.
Which I think is just crazy.
She pulls the fucking St. Mary's trick to go to St. Mary's. I mean, we've all pulled it if we're trying to stay out of trouble, you know what I'm saying? Or we're trying to ditch something or trying to do something, or you know what I'm saying? Whatever in the fuck the reason is, she pulls the St. Mary's trick, right? And I'm like, oh, that's pretty intelligent, you know what I'm saying? She must have shit on her, you know what I'm saying? And I'm scrambling, I'm trying to find her, get her keys for her, because her fucking truck's out on the fucking highway on 63. I was in Rochester still, this was right before I came back here. And I'm in Rochester, and I've got Katie Lack with me. Me and Katie go and I'm trying to find, I'm like, I ask every cop, I went to Fleet Farm, you know what I'm saying, I got there right after that, Katie's on the scanner, you know what I'm saying, I was listening as the cops, when they pulled her over, and I'm like, fuck, I've got her on mute, I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, Katie's on the scanner already, and I'm like, yeah, just let me know if they start to take them. Well, we get the report, one's going to the hospital, and I'm like, well, I know it's not Canada, let's go to the hospital. So I'm like, she must have shit on her, and she goes to fucking St. Mary's, and then she's calling me talking about, is there any way you think you could get me out of here? And I'm like, I don't know, but I'm on my way, you know what I'm saying? I came up there and I talked to the nurses, and I'm like, I need her keys for her vehicle, which I did, and that's what I was trying to come up there for. And I'm looking around, and as soon as I walked in there, you know, I walked through the metal detector. I didn't even know there was a metal detector. I thought it was some type of medical scanner, right? I walked through there, and I talked to the nurses, and they told me to go sit over here. So I'm sitting right in front of that metal detector, right? And I look, and I start reading the metal detector, and I'm like, start looking, because I was like, I had my knife in my pocket, you know what I'm saying? And the lady's looking at me all weird, and I'm like, I just realized that was a metal detector, and I'm like, shit, I hope I don't have my knife, so I can give it to you. And she started laughing, right? And then 3 security guards come out, and their thing, and I'm like, ah, fuck. I said, I guess the cops figured out I was sitting out here, and she goes, they've known since you got here. I said, she goes, that kind of life? I said, I wish it wasn't. I mean, I just wish it wasn't. And I said, you guys' security's picked up here a lot. She goes, we have a lot of people try to escape. And I'm like, wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't doubt that at all. And then Kathy's steadily calling me and texting me from the, I'm like, how do you have your fucking phone?
Yeah.
I'm saying, oh, they know I have it, this and that. And I'm like, whatever you have on you, did you get rid of? She goes, and I'm like, hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'm like, well, when you go in there, get rid of it. She was there for 3 hours. They weren't even monitoring her go to the bathroom. She took it with her all the way to the fucking jail.
Yeah.
Squatting, coughed, and got caught with it.
Yeah.
10 grams up in her. I'm ashamed that I even know you.
That is.
I mean, the
Silly.
fact doesn't do anything that makes it solidified your case, because it's in a whole other county that she got busted.
Yeah, I guess.
There's pretty much no getting around it.
Rochester called me and told me that. And
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wasn't surprised after you called me and told me that she's back in. I mean, the issue is once you get caught once, you're always flagged.
I mean, I know this for a fact.
You know, and someone like Kathy probably got away with it for a long time. Like I told her in the interview, probably got away with it for a long time because I'm gonna be honest. Me as a cop, if I pulled her over,
You'd never think.
I'm thinking mom, right? Mom's going to the grocery store to grab some food. She's going back. I wouldn't in a million years think that she's running meth. But now it's on a record. So when cops pull her over and they see that,
yeah, the first thing they start doing is analyzing her to check and see, ticks.
it just throws a flag, right? Like maybe there is something. It was really weird when she said she's coming from this spot. Maybe they went to thought moving forward. But
the reason you guys don't flag me so hard is because the fact that I was blocking a confidential informant through 2 cases. I fucking did the hand-to-hand pass, stopped it from getting 2 girls into an investigation that needed to just be at home, pregnant, doing other shit with their life. And then I took a 10-gram charge and 15 for a pregnant girl that I was driving.
yeah, well, the reason why I couldn't foresee Kathleen going on doing deals. I guess I was surprised that she'd be doing deals with meth because she just doesn't fit the
I do security.
type.
That's the whole thing, is I do security for drug dealers. It's kind of easy to figure out if I'm in a location and I'm in a location for a long period of time. That, I mean, the guy's probably told you that too. I mean, with me around, there's probably drugs. You can guarantee there's drugs there. You're just not going to guarantee that it's going to be him.
Yeah.
I got busted with 10 grams. I got two second-degree aiding or abetting sales charges that they never arrested anybody for sales for before the new law. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had to drop them. I'm like, I asked my lawyer, I said, so who was selling drugs? And he goes, what are you talking about? I said, how was I aiding or abetting anybody if there's nobody in here for sales?
Mm-hmm.
Got me out of jail for that. Well, he didn't get me out of jail. I still have the third degree for the 10 grams.
Yeah.
Took the jacket and wore it, put it, literally, grabbed it out of the back seat and put it on. And she's like, what the hell are you doing? She told me she could have put it up in her. I haven't talked to her in tattling or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't talked to her again since she was pregnant, literally pregnant with a baby. And she told me I could have put that up inside me, and I'm like, fuck you and your brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on 20 years of probation because of that shit, because I took a 10-gram charge.
20 years? What county was that out of? All said? That's a long time probation.
No shit, I would have got off in February of this year, but when I wrecked the bike in February last year, actually, 21,
Mm-hmm.
I got in a wreck on the bike, and I didn't call in, I was on the phone, I was on the telephone. I mean, I had Linda Halliday for a probation officer, and she put me on the telephone. Now that's a big change for me being who I was to
Mm-hmm.
me being on the telephone. Then she retired. Made all my calls, was doing everything I was supposed to be doing, and then I got in that wreck, and I don't remember calling. I don't remember ever trying to call, and then when I did try to make the call, like, I guess 3 months later, they were like, oh hell no, did it this and that, and I ended up with another probation officer, and she's decent, she was decent, I'm not on her itinerary anymore, I'm with somebody else, I guess, I don't know, I haven't talked to probation since.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, if you've been on for that long, you're probably pretty light probation where they kind of just throw you around.
Yeah, and I was on the lightest there could be, and I got a probation officer again, and when I got out of jail on Saturday, that Saturday 9 days after, so the 29th, on Monday, 9 a.m., I was circling the probation department in Rochester like a little shark, not knowing what to do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was gonna go in there at 9 o'clock, and it took me a whole fucking hour before I got enough nuts to walk into that office.
Mm-hmm.
Went in there, did everything I was supposed to, contact my probation officer, Zoom visit or Teams or whatever, which one it was, and talked to her on a video, and I called her on the 10th, and I sat there waiting for the Teams meeting to start, nothing happened, and then I called her, she didn't respond, said okay, I left a message, didn't hear anything, and then I get after I got my new phone and I finally got back into my accounts without calling you guys and asking you to do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Would you just accept this message, please, so I can get my shit? I finally got into my email, and I had an email from Jennifer Milkey telling me that I was off her caseload because she just called me right before you guys kicked in the door. We were just talking on the phone with my last appointment about me going back to the telephone.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, if you think so, then that works for me. And then I got a message from her like 3 days after that. You will just be staying on my caseload. There's the next thing about the door getting kicked in soon. That means that I'm under an active investigation, and I know it. I'm like, fuck me. I waited for you guys to kick in the door. I told everybody else, probably not a good idea. Probably not a good idea. And nobody listens.
Yeah.
They don't ever listen. That's why Big John Netherton's sitting in fucking federal prison right now. So is Deja Benton, fucking Jake Williams. I was the security for them. I quit because John was sitting there having a Mexican bring him a box of fucking cereal every day. The fuck? You're prejudiced white Aryan fucking movement, and you got a Mexican bringing you a box of cereal every day. I'm done. Fuck you, and fuck your organization.
Yeah.
And I told him, if I leave in like the last 2 months, 12 days, and his head took his ass. 2 months and 12 days. I'm like, it's gotta be a fucking record.
So how long have you been out of Aryan for?
I've been out a long, long time.
Oh yeah.
Now
That was
he's
an issue. You were able just to walk away.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm a legacy kid, bike-wise.
Yeah.
My dad was HA. My uncles were sons. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Nomads. Yeah.
Yep.
Sitting doing 25 to life. Yeah. Jeffrey Gruber.
Mm-hmm.
That guy.
around the block a time or two.
Yeah, I mean, I've taken my licks and my stinks for everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fighter. That's all it was to it. I boxed most of my life. I'm not the biggest guy, but they'll bring 3 or 4.
He's not the biggest guy that does the most damage.
Yeah. They'll bring 3 or 4 to come play before they let them come. Like I talk shit the whole time. The nigga was sitting on my chest, fucking hitting me fucking side of the head. I don't say that about black people. You know what I'm saying? I don't say that's not exactly what they are. You know, sit there, one sitting on my chest, pounding me in the side of the head. The other one's questioning me with a shotgun that I painted, by the way. Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a pistol with a shotgun. And then he takes the firing pin and he takes the fucking receiver for both of them. And only bringing in the receiver and not the body of the gun. You know what I'm saying? At separate times, just because that way, you know, you guys show up at any point in time, I can be like, I'm just painting this. I'm just painting this, I promise. I don't know. I try not to give you as much trouble as the next guy would try to give you as much trouble. You know what I'm saying? You guys pretty much leave me alone. You know? And I've helped Prank, you know what I'm saying? Caleb, and them when they need it. Right now, I'm still trying to find out who the hell's responsible for Lily. Because Jake Herska, that was his girlfriend, Lily Wolf.
Okay.
That's why when Wagner was there, I seen Wagner's name on the report. I'm like, sucks.
That's a crappy deal.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually have, you know, our ongoing lifestyle and organization is, you know, fuck fentanyl dealers, you know.
Yeah, that fentanyl, man, it's something else.
Yeah, it's like hard fentanyl. Those Roxys, those blue Roxys.
Yeah, people are dropping like flies.
I know. I mean,
The world has changed in a lot of ways.
My girlfriend died right before Lily died. Yeah, Anastasia.
Yep.
Yeah, she died. And then I haven't come back from it. I mean, Jake, you know, him and Brianna are together, which her and Lily were good friends, and there are a lot of light sorting when they see it, but I don't know. Jackie was the first relationship that I got into, you know what I'm saying? And we still try to talk, just not right now.
Yeah, that was like the first time she's been in trouble. I don't think she's had a history I know of anyways.
She was a counselor.
That's crazy.
She didn't have anything to do with the drugs. Because Kathleen said she did, is because, you know, that obsessive disorder has a lot of obsessive disorder.
Why do you still live there? Why don't you get the hell out of
The
there?
last 2 times I left, 2 people went to jail. My best friend got robbed the second time.
Who's all living there with you now? Was it just you and her?
Just me and well, Larry is there, but you know Larry Sour.
Yeah.
I know you know Jasper's name too. Me and Larry have been friends since middle school. Kathleen was taking herself to fucking treatment. She went to Tapestries in the cities. She made about 6 hours. Came back.
Oh, she actually attempted it.
Yeah, this last week she went to treatment on Friday. That Friday. And Larry come over there. Larry was coming to watch the house. That's why Larry was there. She was going to come watch the house because, I mean, I trust Larry with my life, and, you know, Kathleen, you know, gotten to know her enough to know that she could trust her, so why not?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be responsible for her house because
Yeah, I don't
I've
blame you there.
never been and she took the responsibility for her house, and that makes it a whole different shit show for you.
I would like to not be back there.
And
So
we would have daily talks just to make sure that you knew that I didn't have a fucking party going on every other day with fucking stupid shit. I don't even talk to people anymore. My best friend comes. That's probably why the guys have seen the TL, my Acura, the Solo, drive around, in Kathleen's name, mind you now. Because it got stolen and ended up in the Eakin fucking impound lot. So I had to have somebody go and get it. So I let her sign it out. It's in her name. But
it's a freaking mess you guys got there.
yeah, my best friend Brandon's got it now. He didn't have a vehicle, and so I told Kathleen, well, I'm just going to sell it to him, and you know what I'm saying, and I'll give you the money for it. I'm not.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, the shitty thing is we're gonna have to come back eventually if she doesn't fix her stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm hoping that's not the case, like I told her, she knows what to do, she just gotta do it.
she's in a fucking weird fucking place in her head, bro. Weird.
Yeah.
Not good at all. She's really fucking.
Well, you know my number, man,
Yeah, I mean,
so feel free to call me
you know,
anytime.
mine too. I mean, you know, I'm not just known as Notch.
Yeah.
I used to run around with Travis and Tony Try and JoJo Holt and Bill Riley. And
All of our well-known guys.
I know, I figured I better just put that out there. I'm saying that, you know, back in those days when it was the robbery squad, them guys. Yeah, I mean,
Well, you're the guy I'll call.
I used to be a ghost, you know.
Yeah, have a good day.